Okay. Lucian's going to have to force the flash to get out.
His cleanse was down. If that charm hits, he dies 1,000%. So now he's cleanseless and flashless. You need to come back, Flare Pyre. You need sack everything else. What's most important is denying Quinn of minions, getting plates, getting Renekton a kill would be great, getting Herald. Just commit to the top side.
Oh, and Troy 1 is pulling the Galio, looking for more damage here. Hex Slash again from Cleave, gets the hook onto Lulu, but Lulu has flash this time. Does she need to use it? She's gonna burn it. But lots of damage. The Samira ultimate doing massive damage as well. Fiddlesticks with the Crow Storm going in, silences and is draining the kill onto Lulu, but pops the stopwatch. Will he be able to get out if Blitzcrank walks up there and
he did. Blitz went and took aggro. Look at his health.
Very well played from Miami here to turret dive that. Oh, and like we see here in that interaction, even though Quinn did use the vault, the stun was still able to go off. Mid lane, more action as well. Troy 1 taking some damage onto Luigi Mash, but unfortunately, here comes Evelyn.
He has Merc Treads. He does not care about these two, and that's why Set is so good here. You're in a double AP, you rush Merc Treads. He already has a No Magic Mantle on top of it. He's not afraid of that Evelyn whatsoever.
And that's just the power of Set mid, especially into a team that drafted double jungle mid AP.
Exactly, so don't gank your AP lane. Use your Galio to go somewhere else. Fight somebody who can't afford to buy Merc Treads, like Quinn.
And so here we see it looking like Galio is looking to make a play up in the top lane. Ultimate is up. Set is resetting right now, but if he walks through here, he's just going for a River Bush. They see that the Set has chosen to do for the reset.
Fiddle's going to get his red, get Krugs, and then have a presence in top lane while
Chicken Delivery using the Cutlass to deny the Lucent recall, but he's going to use the Ruthless Predator and stun a minion.
Yep, you know, when you're an angry crocodile, sometimes you just want to stun something, and you can't ever get your hands on Quinn, so take your anger out on the minion.
Oh, but here's Mayama Big T. He's up here in the top lane. They know that he burnt the Cutlass. He's going to have to force the dominance early to give himself some extra rage, but the Crow Storm comes through. Fear into the knockback. Chicken Delivery has no way to outplay this.
And Mayama Big D is walking up to people and channeling Crow Storm right in front of them while they have no way to get out. It's kind of sad. Yeah, Chicken Delivery flashless there. And we saw him greed for that push. It's such an awkward lane state. Oh,
and here we see some bot lane action. Troy 1 is well here. He's going to pop the Showstopper, gets the knock onto Laser King. The ultimate from the Wild Growth is not going to do anything to keep Laser King alive, but Flare Pyre is able to get the return kill onto IBN's Samira here. So 1-for-1 in the bot lane, even though the jungler was committed to the top side, but Galio Luigi Mash just didn't seem to move.
And in hindsight, as the observer, a Polymorph...
Oh, and a Cleave gets a hook onto Flare Pyre here. Polymorph coming in from the Lulu, but the tenacity from Set. The Polymorph means nothing. Flash coming through to dodge the Galio Justice Punch.
No respect for Cleave's hook.
And he's just running right back at Luigi Mash. Here comes the Caitlyn ultimate. He's going to have to pop the Haymaker to give himself the shield to mitigate the damage.
Lots of misplays here in the bot lane for York University. That's all I'm going to say. Which is easy for us to say. We have full information, full vision. We're not in the heat of the moment, and we're not getting pressured by this Miami team. But that was just not properly played, and Miami up 5K.
Yeah.
And I think Evelyn needs to use Drake. So Miami wants Drakes, right? Miami always gets Drakes. Okay, give up Drake. When Drake goes down, you better be on the top half of the map and go kill Quinn.
Right, because Renekton is your shining point. This is the champion that you want to get you through that early mid game. The champion that gets you to that late game team fighting, so you can use the Lulu to power up your carries.
And we see how Quinn hasn't committed to tier 2 boots. She can't go Tabbies or Mercs yet. I know she wants to rush her item, but it's because you have an AD AP top. It has to happen. It has to be the Renekton. There is no other option.
Right.
But Troy, he understands this too.
Oh, and unfortunate for Flare Pyre there. They just randomly found him in the jungle. That's just unfortunate for him. And here goes the Crow Storm. Finds the Suppress and the ultimate from Troy 1 onto the Galio. They're just running around the map killing people now.
They are just running around the map killing people. Keck, you nailed it on the head. That analysis is absolute fire.
Thank you. Thank you, Diddy.
I'm serious. Spot on with that analysis, and we see bounties on the top half. The half of the map that's supposed to be strong when you draft Renekton. Evelyn is just behind, and this Quinn pick is working out like a charm. Has flash, has cleanse, not going to be easy to kill. Cleave is just target practice here in bot lane. And Flarepire trying to, what is it called? Salvage this lane. And I'm not sure if that's the right play.
Oh, and the Blitzcrank hole onto the Lulu. Again, forcing her flash.
Go in, Samira, go crazy.
Here comes Samira, popping the ultimate, looking for a return kill. Galio teleporting down into this bot lane to stop Troy's roam. But Troy won. Maybe he's biting up more than he could. Haymaker does so much damage. He is now on a killing spree. And now IBN is going deep for the Caitlyn kill. And Galio's trying to get a return kill onto Troy 1 as well. But Samira does so much damage. The taunt shut down. Double kill going over to Luigi Mash on this Galio here.
Luigi Mash, more like Luigi Bash for the double kill with the Galio passive auto. Great job, good punish, good being on the map by Galio. Great job here. We see this skirmish where...
Oh, but AD carry forgot that there was a Fiddlesticks in the game.
Bien goes a bit deep here, right, on Samira. Naturally, as a champion, kind of has to go in to get value, but puts her in between Galio and the tower and Lulu. And they're able to win out in that situation.
And here comes Lucen going for the tower dive onto Renekton. But even with the cleanse to get out of the stun, he's still going to die to the tower.
So you saw he E's. He gets the W on the E. I think if he insta-cleanses it, he could maybe run out of there. I think that was a bit slow, but man, my Big E is just eating.
Oh, and again, the team of Miami are just walking into the jungle, and they find Flarepie. Unfortunately for him, the Galio is not fast enough. And they're trying to steal away the red buff, but the team of York doesn't want to give it away for free. Oh, into Crowstorm. Crowstorm finds no. Oh, but the Blitzcrank hook pulls the Caitlyn into the Crowstorm. Exhaust going on to Miami Big D here. It's going to be a shutdown going over to Laser King's Caitlyn. But here's Troy 1 looking for more damage, but he's going to walk straight into a trap.
I'll say it, Keck. I'm going to call him out.
And Laser King secures the red buff.
How? With what? Oh,
with the Peacemaker.
This was a disrespectful Crowstorm with no setup, and it gets punished. Great job, York University.
And now we look at here. Galio's a bit too far up. Justice Punch trying to get out. Hey, Showstopper's going to bring him back. Oh, and now we look at bot lane action. Evelyn getting a kill onto the Blitzcrank. But Samir's going in with the ultimate. Caitlyn's running away from the Lulu. He can do it again. Here comes the 1v3, but unfortunately not able to find the mark. But Aeliora's double buff transfer complete.
And this is a Bloodthirster rush.
Oh, but here comes Lucent. Gets the kill onto Lulu. These double buffs are not going anywhere. They want to just, I mean, they're going everywhere.
This Fiesta-style game, oh my god.
Oh, and here comes Big D with the Crowstorm onto the Renekton here. But he's under the dirt, forces the Dominus. He's running for his life. And Big D is just taunting him. But the Blade of the Ruin King comes through. Stun coming as well. Oh, he's forcing the stopwatch. The Zonias. And he's still chasing down him. Here comes the silence. Troy 1 popping the ghost, running straight for Chicken Delivery. He's tanky, man. He doesn't care that there's a tower there. He flashes forward, goes for the pole, but unable to find the mark. Chicken Delivery is going to be able to get out.
That's well played by Chicken Delivery there, and maybe an overstep to try to flash that for Troy when the Renekton, what's it called? Slash and dash? Reaping something? The caster's always calling it.
Slice and dice.
Slice and dice.
Slice and dice.
He still had the slice, so you can't flash on him. If he's quick enough, he will avoid it.
Right.
But Miami just Crowstorming on cooldown and invading jungle, finding looks. Lucent on Quinn, loves this Fiesta-style game.
And Blitzcrank just loves to pull whoever he wants this game. Everyone is a good target for him to pull. And here comes Lucent going for an engage onto Caitlyn. So much damage from the lethality, but here comes the Wild Growth from Lulu. Blown up by Flarepie and Laser King here. Big damage going down onto the Quinn, thinking she could really blow her up, but unfortunately she can't.
Another disrespectful look by Miami University without setup.
Oh, but here comes the flash from Cleave. He looks for an engage. And here comes the Galio ultimate. Again, like you're...
See, that's what I'm saying. I think I know who they trying to.
Been talking about Samir for a couple of weeks now. Teams, I think, are finally ready to it gets answered by Misfortune.
We're going right back to Town City. We saw the stage a lot in the last set.
Holy going for the foot. Oh, and
Back to LSS, the podcast. I'm Holeyboxers,
I'm Trifolge.
I'm Diddy.
and we're doing some more jibber jabbering today. We're just chatting about stuff. We're gonna be kind of off the cuff, like we like to do. Oh, I forgot. Mr. McCringleberry is also going to be joining us, like, just for funsies.
Yeah, this time we set up a camera for McCringleberry back here so that when he's filling us in with some story time, that you guys will get to look at his beautiful face instead of at us.
Watching our reactions. We're just like dreamily staring at Larry, and then they just have to watch us. So, everything all good over there?
I can't hear you on my headset, that's all.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can never hear us on the headset.
Yeah, remember we decided that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
decided.
otherwise we would all hear our own voices.
Now I realize to just listen to you, now I can hear you.
We made the big fuss about that, I'm pretty sure. And so now we're not allowed to complain about it anymore.
You guys, I'm excited to be back here.
Yeah.
Chilling with the team.
I think we
and,
need to...
reflecting on the world we live in on this desk with you guys.
Dude, yeah. We got a lot of... So, we are doing it kind of winging it this week, but we do have some good topics to talk about once we get past those. then we'll be winging it.
Okay.
But we were kind of bringing up some stuff. Last week we talked a little bit about the pipeline for Collegiate. And we brought up the Cloud9 information that they had, but I wanted to talk a little more about some other stuff. Because actually, Diddy has some cool stuff that he could fill us in with. And then...
Yeah, it keeps popping up that these organizations want to help the collegiate scene. And like this past week, I don't know if I'm waiting on a graphic.
I can bring it up once you're talking about it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Like Evil Geniuses reached out to Cleveland State, wondering if we're interested in a localized tourney. So I think I'm not sure the exact geographical target for them, but around us in our area, and invited. I think it's 16 colleges. Cleveland State's one of them.
That's so awesome. So, Diddy, for anybody watching who isn't up on League of Legends scene and professional, who are the Evil Geniuses?
Yeah, they're one of the 10 pro organizations in the LCS. So only 10 slots, and they're one. They had Bang, so a former. Okay, hold on. This is off the cuff, and I get a lot of players confused often. They're just a team with potential. I think they had a former world champion in Crown, maybe, and then a former SKT player, Bang. They look like they could be good.
Yeah.
They're one of those organizations that just hasn't.
It's they're pretty new, so
Yeah,
that
pretty new,
yeah.
Pretty
As
new,
far
but,
as their competitive rosters go,
Yeah,
at least.
and I remember looking at EG every split. I'm like, dude, they could be pretty good. They have good players. They just haven't broken the top 4 yet.
I'll take a look right now.
So they just contacted you,
Yeah.
pretty much?
Who was it? Was it me or Justin? Justin gets a ton of the contacts as the president.
Yeah.
He may have gotten this one, or it was me, or maybe he gave them my contact. But yeah, just over Discord, hey, join this Discord. They have their own collegiate. What's it called? Genius. I should have looked at all this earlier today, but
Okay.
They have a different type.
Collegiate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
you just go in there. All
Do
the
you have
infos
to
are
be
there.
invited to that? Is that the same
Probably.
same thing?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Did
Yeah,
you?
it's really
Oh,
cool.
not yet.
yeah, sorry guys, I'm just looking at getting our connection set up with this PC. That way we can bring up some graphics for you guys on stream.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Yes, shoot me the links right now if you can.
yeah, I could just link you everything that we have here.
Is it too soon to talk about the other collegiate stuff that we were going to talk about, with Cloud9 and stuff like that? Or did
No,
you
we can
guys-
kind of head into that. I just wanted to talk more about the collegiate pipeline and how that is going to maybe change everything for the American League of Legends scene, because not only is that going to affect the up-and-coming players, but that's also going to affect the current players. How big of roster changes are we going to see in the future when you're talking about bringing up these new talent and like putting them basically through a combine type deal where they're going to go through these tournaments and whatnot, and it's run by pro orgs and they're going to be interacting with pro players.
And like they're gonna be scouting these, right?
Yeah.
So like
Exactly.
whoever wins this 16-team tourney, their players are gonna like get looked at, and
Yeah.
they could have like a high diamond jungler that's like a sophomore in college. Like you get like scouts and like recruiting agents to like take all this information. Okay, this kid is this age, this rank, whatever, blah blah. Let's talk to him, and then I'm hoping it'll be trendy to like have rookie NA homegrown players that you're trying to develop, as opposed to importing Koreans that are just absolute studs, or
Yeah.
creating players around that have like already had 5 years of experience just because they can do it. Like it's more exciting to bring the rookies in, I think, and I hope that's
Me too.
Yeah.
And I think, like, what is the impact going to be in 5 years? So, like, what happens to the players that have been around for 10 years when now you've got these players who are going to, at their age, so, like, when Bjergsen became a pro, he was, like, what, 16?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a 16-year-old player now in a high school who's, like, looking for college opportunities. We have one, potentially, that we can talk about later. Of these up-and-coming players who, now they're going to now talk 4 years of college with these, like, programs running that are going to help him get better, help him get scouted by pros, going to have more impactful coaching opportunities, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Now that kid isn't going to be 22, leaves college, goes on to maybe play pro. Is he going to be, like, are we going to see players becoming much better than the current pros that we see from NA right now, and those
I
guys are
think
going to
so.
get cut out of teams? Like, what happens to Cloud9's roster if in 5 years the up-and-coming players from Collegiate are just, way better?
They become.
We're going to see a huge shift, like crazy shift,
They just move up to management, and now we have competent management for the
Right.
first time ever.
Yeah.
Because
which is actually wild. So we could kind of talk about that's
that's
the
like
Bjergsen
Bjergsen
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
And like Bjergsen, what's insane about Bjergsen is he is just like also was probably our best player.
Yeah.
So it's like he's just like on another level from everyone else what he's doing for like our scene. But yeah, there'd be players like there's so many like rock solid pros that are just moving from team to team to team every year. I think if it's more exciting to have rookies in like the way China does it, the last two like FPX was like a random Chinese like young team. Suning was like young Chinese players, rookies, randomly like switching them in and out.
Mhm.
I think NA's rosters could just move around more and be like younger talent. Will those players coming from the collegiate pipeline be better than the pros now? Like, yes, in the sense that everybody gets better over time, but
Mhm.
who knows? I don't think this just means America's going to be like as sick as China because they're still so far ahead of us. I just
Yeah.
think we are finally going to be like
But
we're
I
Yeah,
think
now in the arms race.
we will improve, though, I think, because whoever's crazy good right now, they got there on their own time, grinding, probably didn't have much in the way of a coach when they're at home alone playing League of Legends, they're
Yeah.
not, like, getting coached
Yeah.
necessarily. And so having more organized teams at a younger age kind of gets you in the mindset of, like, competitiveness and just the fact that it gets you more used to how you're going to be playing at a higher level. If that makes sense.
The way, and it will, and when you're interacting, like when they're talking about these teams having people scouting these tournaments and stuff, you might build networking connections. So we can kind of, I think we brought this up. Let me take a look really quick because we were kind of talking about this, or maybe Diddy was just talking about it before we started. But there's a quick video we saw of that guy talking about the collegiate, how to get into.
How to grind it out, basically. Like,
Yes.
the grind.
Yeah, and one
It
thing.
was just on my phone. I couldn't find anything.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I think it was just a tweet. I saw it this morning, shared by somebody. But basically, what they're saying is, okay, a lot of this means that outside of your time with, just practicing and playing the game, you need to be networking and trying to make connections with these orgs and constantly grinding, even as the player. Maybe that should be on your, if you're in a school, like you would think that there's like a team manager, that kind of stuff. But like he's just saying, as far as esports goes, it's a little less structured, and it definitely is. So
Yeah.
you need to make those connections yourself.
Right.
And making those connections yourself could lead to, having connections with the big teams who are running these events. So if they're there scouting and you can get some info to talk to somebody, you need to be doing those kind of things.
Right.
That way, if you know so-and-so through, EG, then maybe you're talking to them on a regular basis and they're giving you tips, or they're giving you multiple opportunities to
Right.
show off, get scouting.
Yeah.
True.
And the marketing that you bring up, I think, can be super important, because if everybody is going into a college to play league, let's say lots of players are doing this,
Mm-hmm.
the schools are going to end up marketing for them and promoting them as freshmen. Welcome this person, here's their Twitter. Now they can develop a brand, and when they stream on Twitch, what if they have more of a professional attitude on stream than the hate
average
grabber streamers?
Yeah. Which is
just-
big right now
Who
Yeah.
are just
for league in specific.
raging at solo queue teammates just to stir up to get clicks.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we have right now. It's the model for how to play the game. But we need we need the competitive side of that to show, and I think colleges can promote their freshmen and be like, hey, you should stream for us. Cleveland State Wrestling, for example, will tweet welcome this wrestler. So colleges of sporting organizations understand that they need to market for their players. Well, maybe we can translate that into a community of people who take the game seriously, aren't just blaming teammates. And I think our ladder could get better. The top end of our ladder could become more professional if more people are just incentivized to play. And then if the top of the ladder, the people who are being watched, the people in Challenger Master, if they all get better and improve their attitudes, then I think it could trickle down and we could become a much better region. But it's
I agree. I think that kind of what you're saying about the top of the people having better attitudes towards the game, those kind of things will improve now that there are more opportunities for there's more potential opportunity opening up for these players, because right now, just because you're a challenger player doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So but if it meant that there's always potentially eyes on you, then you need to tighten up your stuff and not be
Right.
so
just
toxic.
Basically
and-
making it more accessible for everyone to be seen and get good and play for a competitive team if they
Yeah.
want to. Because right now it's pretty limited.
And it's not a path that's already been made.
Right.
It feels like it's not. It is. There's people doing it right now, but once that path is the right way to do things, it's hard to say what's the right way to do things right now. But once there is one, there has to be the bright side of. There's two ways to go. You can either fully be an entertainer, or you can be a competitor, right? So you can be a streamer, or you can try to be on a team, or try to get so high ranked that people will just watch your stream because you're so good, or you have so many good plays, or you could just be clickbait, stirring everything up just to get interactions, and you're just an entertainer. And those people, I think, aren't as good for our community as the competitive side.
I
We
agree.
need the competitive side to have the marketing force.
But it's hard to say that way, because a lot of time, a lot of the community is playing for fun. So
Right.
that
That's what I was
entertainment
just
side
gonna
of the
say.
community that is not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's
good
smart.
for it is what is most popular. Most people who play League are interested in League of Legends esports, but at the same time
Not everybody wants to be.
they're not as involved with the competitive. They just watch it, and then when there's not competitive going, they're tuning into the entertainers, which are bad for
But I think
the
that-
competitive integrity and spirit of the game.
I think that goes back to what Diddy was saying about just the fact that it makes it. The more that the competitive and professional side trickles down, the more that will be out there, and it'll be more consumable by people. So maybe people will be watching less of just the entertainers who do it for clicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it will have a good influence on
Yeah.
casual players.
That's all I'm saying. You guys make a good point with just the entertainment side. What's so weird is League is a sport where a large percentage of the fan base plays daily, which is crazy. Nobody who watches football
Goes out and plays football every day.
for hours. And what's crazy is when the casual fan that just enjoys the entertainment of it, when they play, they're actually playing a completely different game than the one that they'll go criticize because it's just so.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not
The game
played
isn't
the
even
same.
played the same at all.
Like solo queue and competitive are different.
Not even
games.
competitive. If you just say 5-man, like playing a 5-man
with comms,
group
basically.
with communication
Yeah.
versus
To me,
the
that's
way solo
competitive.
your average player gets on and play, is wildly
I
different.
compare it to like, imagine you go to the pickup basketball court daily. Well, what's crazy is if you went to your pickup basketball court daily, you likely would be much
With
more
the
knowledgeable
same-
because no one else does it. So
Yeah.
never mind. I'm not gonna go.
But-
everybody would have to play.
But
that,
if you
because-
go to play pickup games every day, it's not like they're out there playing fucking official rules and you've
No,
got
they're
your,
not. They're
you know
not.
what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
just playing basketball,
Yeah.
and yeah, it makes you better at playing basketball. But that doesn't mean you could just,
Jump into an NBA game.
and
Right.
play as well because you play every day.
Right.
It's
Which
just
is kind of
wild.
like a big thing with league community. I mean, this is kind of what you're saying. Like this happens with literally all sports. It's like the people who are sitting behind the screen will criticize what's going on with these pros that have a whole other next level of understanding than they do. But with gaming, it's even worse because people don't necessarily distinguish the difference in the levels. So like
Yeah.
traditional sports have been around for so long that you just know, like you're even raised to know that, like, okay, obviously, if you play football for your whole life, that doesn't mean you just, can sit there and criticize football coaches and be
But
legitimate.
people
Like
do,
that's
though.
yeah, but is that not like a joke? Like
It
who
is.
doesn't all like even the people who do it when they realize what they're doing at some points, they're just like, all right, shit, yeah,
It's just like yelling at the TV is like
yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
But
like,
for gaming,
That
It's-
just typing on your keyboard like stupid shit is fun.
But
People-
for gaming, it's not even necessarily that. It's like players who are like, let's say you're a plat player, you might actually think that like there's no, you're like, oh, like I'm really really good, and there's no really the the things that distinguish them aren't that big in gaming or like aren't as.
they're like less distinct. Like
Yeah, like
less-
people just think like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm good. Like my teammates suck. Like I'm just way better than I should be. Like these pros, they make mistakes and I see it, so like I'm as good. And
So what you're saying is like the average critic of League of Legends, their perceived gap between them and the players is much higher than the average critic of like LeBron James.
Yes.
Like everybody knows they can't like go out on the court and do anything near. But
Yes.
they can still criticize in like their own.
But
way.
some challenger ADC player who's never played a day of pro in his life might think he's better than Double If because he performs better in solo
It's
queue.
hard to say that about challenger. I think challenger is like saturated
You've got to
with,
work
like,
really hard.
professionals
Yes,
At
yes.
this
But
point. But you
All right,
can
but
say
think like
high
a
diamond.
D3, yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they're just like, oh, I
Two.
play really well in all my games unless my teammates suck and I lose.
So-
And then they're like, oh, same thing could be said about Double Lift in his games. If his team feeds, they lose or some
Especially if
bullshit.
he is like doing something that like looks like he's just running it down, but the state of the game like forces him into like a flip, basically. Like
Yeah, like he
there's-
has to make that, and if it works out, it works out.
There's
Right.
like sometimes like you get pinched and like you have to take a risk, and it's like the min maxing. Like all right, whatever, and like let's try and crash this wave. We don't know where the jungler is, and then you get ganked, and it's like oh they're running it. Like there's no wards and. Like sometimes it is they're running it, which is crazy because the pros will make like stupid mistakes sometimes, and which like messes everything
But that's
up.
same thing with any sport as well. Like
For
when
sure,
you're
for
under the
sure.
pressure,
Yeah.
like a stupid mistake, in your head when you're under all this pressure in a game with whatever on the line, like might seem like good and it doesn't pan out, and then to everyone else it's like obvious, like oh you made a
Yeah.
big mistake, but to you it's like in those seconds that you're deciding whether or not you make that move, there's of course some sort of justification. You're not actually just inting, like there's some
right.
you think something could be done and
Yeah.
it doesn't play out, and then
Do you
now
guys
you're in
think
trouble.
that? I know we always just go back to esports versus traditional sports, but do you guys think that League of Legends specifically is easier or harder to like pull yourself out of like a bad spot than traditional sports? Like I feel like you can weigh like the physical aspect of traditional sports versus League,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like, in traditional sports you have a lot of muscle memory. Like, if you just do this stuff and, like, try to make your plays, like, it might work out. But I feel like that same thing with leagues. I don't know.
Yeah, but if I understand what you're saying correctly, I'm thinking that, like, okay, in football, if you're down 21 points, like, you can't just
you
there can't be
talking about-
10 minutes left, and you could bring the game back as easily as
So
you
you
could
could
just.
easily make 3 touchdowns
But in
in 10
League,
minutes, but-
like you could have one Baron steal that just turns the game completely around.
But were you asking about like
Mentally.
individual ruts?
Yeah,
Okay.
mentally.
She meant like slumps.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
slumping.
Yeah.
I like that question. I think it's the slumping aspect of League in like online gaming is like crazy. I think it's way worse in the gaming world than in the traditional sports world. And I like maybe like the limitations of your body can like make it that like you have to face reality in some sports. Like if you are going up against the Lakers and they beat you, it's like literally I don't know. Like say you're in high school and you're really good in your division, and then you go to a travel tourney and just get bodied.
Yeah.
Like literally in the physical world, you get bodied. You are not as big, not as strong, not as good. You can tell they're like more organized. Like,
Yeah,
the
and that puts you
limitations are,
down
like,
hard.
more
Yeah.
apparent. Whereas in the gaming world, it's hard for some of these players that like get to the high diamond ranks to ever like
Go past that.
have humility that is like productive, and I don't know. It's like
No,
it's
that's
really complicated.
Yeah. So when you're in those scenarios where like if you've been in Diamond for 3 seasons, you're in a mental rut so deep that like you will never even accept responsibility for the
That's it,
the problems that you have in your gameplay
Yeah.
It's
to become
not that
better.
other people are better or you need to practice more. It's that your teammates suck. It's that you got countered. It's that,
Yeah, and how often? I mean, that I
excuses.
do it. Like I do it when I play
Yeah.
League. Like when I get in a rut in League, it's so hard because when you play a game with 4 random people and then you're just on to the next in solo queue, it's like it's hard to accept. Like look back at the things you've done wrong when what you're seeing so obviously is the mistakes your team are making,
Yeah.
and that happens even in challenger level gameplay where people will be so mentally screwed with their, competitive integrity where they like go into a game and they'll just throw the whole game because they recognize a name that like the week earlier they played bad in a game, and that's like a huge issue with the League community. Like content creators, pro players that play in solo queue, they talk about like the community is so terrible
Yeah.
for those specific reasons when you get into high level play.
Wow.
Yeah, and you said like not taking responsibility for improvement. So imagine you're in a rut, and like most of the entertainers, the streamers you watch are blaming their teammates. Like, well, there's this like conception of elo hell, where like what is elo hell? It actually doesn't even make sense to me. I think the elo system works. I think if you like improve and get better,
It
you'll
feels
climb.
like hell when you're stuck.
I've
in the
said
same
I've been in
elo
Helo
over
Hell,
and
but I
over.
agree that it works. It's the reason why the game is so popular still. It's not just its competitive scene, obviously. That's a huge part, but
It's the system.
It
works.
Yeah.
It works so well that people are so addicted to trying to become better and it's like a respected system. If you're a challenger player, if you're a master, you're a master of League of Legends, and people respect that, and
Right.
people grind for years to try and get there. And yeah, people complain about the system, but games like games that work, like CS:GO, League of Legends, Dota, and maybe a few others, like where the ranking system is truly
It's like believed in.
yes,
Yeah.
and is like proven for like the skill at which
I feel
you
like elo hell does exist, but I also feel that the system works. Like right now in TFT, for instance, which they have a great system as well. It's Riot.
yeah, they've got the secret
with
sauce.
you bouncing between your two, like you're in the same elo, you're bouncing into diamond, then back out of diamond, back into diamond. To me, and we always say this to each other, like that means you're where you're supposed to be. You need to get better. Like you can't.
Yeah, you can't
just
just
need
say
to get
like,
better.
oh,
TFT
it's
is a little
RNG.
different because that is an individual game. You know that you have to like rely on yourself to get better.
Yeah.
Whereas
Actually, a
with
main
League-
reason why I enjoy playing it better, like for longer periods, because it's easier to accept faults and like
Yeah.
look on improvement when I'm looking at my own gameplay and I know like the decisions I made are what mess the game up. And yeah, there are aspects of randomness, but they're somewhat controllable in a way. You can manipulate them into your favor. So
Yeah, so the TFT ladder for sure works because they got the secret sauce. I just think the displacement of responsibility isn't there because of the teammates.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole ELO health thing comes. It's a fallacy of, like, it doesn't make logical sense. That
We could
they're
talk
ELO health.
talk a little bit about the whole, like, what is it, like, the 60-30-30 or whatever.
Yeah, so
or like
Coach
70-30-30.
Curtis,
Oh, I love Coach Curtis.
I heard this first from Coach Curtis. He had a pretty good breakdown of, what is it? Can't be, it's 40, 30, 30?
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
What did I
40,
say?
30,
I said
30.
70-30-30.
You said 60, 40, 40.
Quick
So
maths,
30%
guys.
of your games being unwinnable, 30% of your games being free wins, and then there's only so many games you can play in a day where like your performance has a legitimate impact. But if you have a Challenger Smurf jungling on Graves, like they can win 90% of their games. Like why is that? They're genuinely that much higher than the level they start at. What you need to do is win more than half of your games. You need to win 52% of your games. So you don't have to be a Challenger Smurf, but you have to perform consistently. You have to understand that the games you lose are natural in like the win-loss. But what a lot of people do is they don't understand this like laws of nature, and their losses stick to their memory harder. The excuses they make actually like stop them from learning and improving. And people don't just chalk up free losses. Another thing people don't do is they don't realize that you're looking for those 40% games to turn them. So when you have a free win, a 30% game, like you don't need to go hero that game because you could throw it.
A big thing is that with this mentality of these games, they think that those 30% that are free wins is them they're taking that coin flip and getting, making the difference in their game. When in reality, it was already free whether they perform or not.
Right.
But it's hard to recognize those games.
So I was just going to ask that, like, what is that the difference between making it into a higher elo and staying where you are? Like, how do you recognize a game for you, for instance?
Yeah.
How do you recognize what is the point, or is there a point where you recognize this is a free win, let's just win, versus okay, we have to work at this, we can win, but we have to flip it. Like,
Yeah, you can just watch your players. Like, I have a good eye test. Like, I can tell if my teammates know how to play or not. And some, like, it's hard to, you can look your team up, but you only know so much. You can have an off-road jungle and not really know it. And so, like, do you really try and 2v2 with your jungler? Like, you really need to, like, look at your team. A lot of players don't even, like, visualize their teammates in their, like, success. They think, it's hard to say that you shouldn't think this way because you need to be able to 1v9, but you also need to be able to like recognize when your teammates can help you actually win S5.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have the only 1v9 mentality. What's crazy is that's the best way to practice the game, is to never care about your teammates. So like you should smurf and try and 1v9 every game. And how do you carry? But then when you're on your main, you need to understand like when you have the free wins.
When
you're weak side, like when you don't need to hero it and let like people's egos get in the way. Some people will like literally be jealous of me for carrying the game and getting like resources and like needing to play like my split style. They'll be like jealous that I'm like being successful and they'll go like try and like play make. And that sounds crazy, like who would do that?
But it's true,
But
but
it's,
you
like,
see it.
They won't listen to my pings if I'm like trying to like be the carry because they're a Katarina and they're 0-2. They're tilted because they're getting camped or whatever, and so they just like walk it down and like literally just like end the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's like the whole mentality thing we're talking about. The players do that in
Yeah.
League, and there's nothing you can do about it when you just have someone on your team whose mentality is just shot, and they're just like, they don't care.
Yeah.
Like, they could be 0-2, and because they lost the last 4 games in a row, they'll just say, okay, game's over. I don't care that you're 5-0. I'm just going to, like, run it down and type the whole game.
Those are so sad.
Yeah,
Some
dude.
games.
That's
are
what.
just,
Those are
like-
the things that I just can't. I don't have the mentality personally to like
Yeah.
ride those things out. I cannot play in a game. If that happens to me today, I'm like, oh, I can play 2 games of League of Legends tonight. I sit down, play the first one. I've got a guy doing that,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, yeah, okay.
We're not
That's just
playing game 2.
next
Like, what's
next
my-
game. I won't have that, and then they do the same shit, and I'm just
Right.
like, okay, glad I played League of Legends today. 2 games where you've got like 2 people on the team typing. Oh yeah, fuck your mom, dude. Oh yeah. They're just typing to each other, and you're like, the amount of if you took this game, it's a 30-minute game. You spent actually like 15 minutes of that typing in the game while not your character's just standing there. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
And people just know how pissed. People know how messed up it is, and they just like love it.
They feed
That's-
off of it.
yeah.
They love it so
Because
much.
they're
all
a part-
chat. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, they
It's
all
you know what it
chat.
is they want everybody else to feel the way they do. They want to
Yeah.
like they're like so whatever. They're butthurt. They're traumatized. I don't know what's going on. in
Yeah.
their
I think the
lives.
solution is voice chat. I'll stand by that. You have voice chat is toxic and people will say horrible things. They type it anyway, but now you're taking their hands off the keyboard from typing.
Yeah.
And truthfully, there's a lot of times where, like, all right, if people are typing a bunch of shit, it's less likely that players mute them versus if they're actually being obnoxious in a voice com, you can't listen. You don't want to listen to them anymore. You just mute it, and it's like they can just keep yelling all they want. And
Why don't we have voice comms in League? What are like?
toxicity. It's harder to ban voice chat. Like, it's easy to say, oh, so and so said racial slur. There's chat logs, ban them.
Right.
Versus if it's on comms, like, I don't know how that works necessarily.
So it would take like a more rigorous like
System, like,
tribunal
yeah, how does that work? Do they record all voice comms and then there's like, it can't be automated, right? Because how does it know every?
There's got to
like,
be like a review board that
Yeah,
it would
and, like-
take longer.
Like
The
if you get
process would
extra
take longer.
reports,
Yeah,
you review it.
yeah.
Mhm.
It would take longer, but
So who knows? I don't know. I mean, like, League of like,
Why are we so off center? Should we move?
He's like, shut up.
it's because of our
Where we're
camera
sitting?
setup. Yeah.
Oh.
No, she was saying why are we off center, but we can't scoot over anymore to the left.
No, don't.
Yeah, we do.
You guys are fine.
Voice comms is interesting. I think that would help with the
I just like think of Call of Duty. Like, yeah, of course, you got people in there screaming, you know, hope your mom gets cancer and stuff in voice
Yeah.
comms, but it's like that's just always been a part of gaming, and you don't have the community. Like the communities in games that have voice chat aren't as bad. Like, why is League so bad? Versus like Overwatch or CS:GO.
Well, I think because
Sorry, go ahead.
well, what do I know? But I feel like the protection of like it's so much easier for me to walk into another room and shit talk you via text message than like say stuff to your face. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
It's less
like- or,
likely
like,
that
to call you on the
13-year-old
phone.
kid is screaming at, you know, a 25-year-old that they're trash
Right.
in a headset, like
Right.
over a game when you can hear their voice talking back to you.
And then the game is also so competitive, so I do think that adds. Even the casual players know and understand how competitive the game is. You don't play
Yeah,
League
to
of
be-
Legends for 50 minutes straight and think that was like, oh, that was casual.
I just think
Like-
it's crazy that League of Legends takes both hands, and it's a 40-minute long game where the whole time you should be doing stuff, like checking things, you know, looking at lane, looking at your teammates' lanes, buying items, farming, all that. And to communicate with your teammates, you have to take your hands off of all those functions to type and speak.
Yeah.
Versus just
Right.
having voice comms. It just
Yeah.
is crazy to me.
I can think of an argument. So we know that lobbies can be crazy. We all grew up playing Call of Duty and
Mhm.
Xbox, right? And those lobbies were like insane.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't, some of them were cool. But I've never been in those live lobbies with a real ranked system, and I think maybe an Overwatch player could like testify what it's like in high elo, because imagine like there's a lot at stake and you are just getting like torn apart in comms for whatever reason, personal like attacks, like that could
But
really.
tearing you apart in voice comms doesn't stop the other player from playing. If your jungler is shit talking you, it halts his. He's not farming. He's not looking for ganks. He can't do anything because he has to take his hands off, hit enter, and start typing.
People can type and like efficiently play League.
No,
at the
they
same
cannot.
time. Yeah,
You can flame. You can shit talk. You're telling me you could play a game effectively if you were shit talking somebody in chat?
No, because I like the point you made about like APM. Like you should always be info gathering. So yeah, you're losing some of your like info gathering by typing, but you can BM and play.
You can't.
Okay.
There's no. I just did. Like, if people are being like, okay, that means like what? They're clicking from base to lane and then they're typing. Like, what about when they're in? There's people who stand at tower to type when they should be farming.
There's
Like,
people
in
who-
every
There's
elo.
people who don't say a word and just walk the game down, and you know they're just like being a dick, and they don't say a single.
That's
word.
fine. There's no way to combat that. But I'm just thinking
We're talking
like
about something different.
like
Yeah,
just
those are like
voi-
two different things.
Yeah,
Like,
just like like the fact of like having to type in a game like League where you need to be proactive through the
and
game.
paying attention.
Like a challenger player, like okay, imagine if these challenger players that are shit talking to each other, like if you could still just be farming while you're shit talking, like nothing's gonna stop people from being, toxic, from saying like being like these are just extremely competitive people who are hiding behind a screen, so they say whatever they want.
Yeah.
But like if those guys were playing while they're talking crap, then you mute them. Like you can mute them and now you don't hear them, but what do they do after that?
Yeah,
like
no,
they could just run it. I think it would improve gameplay if players who are constant like toxic typers didn't have to stop playing to talk shit.
I agree with that.
So, okay, so this actually just made me think of something. This might be a little bit of a stretch to transition here, but I'm going to try my best.
Yeah,
you
we're
wanna stretch? You
so
wanna stretch it
off
out?
topic. Katie will get us back on track.
A little bit of a stretch there.
I need to like go for a run on the top of a mountain with like a lot of oxygen. That's how I feel right now.
Okay, well,
That's
later.
next level.
After the podcast, we can do
Yeah.
that.
That's not where we're all going. We're not going. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, buddy. There's no mountains in Ohio. League of Legends teams. 2 pro teams that I can think of off the top of my head, but 3 actually. So over the summer, 100 Thieves was hiring like graphic designers, media teams, all this stuff. Now TSM is hiring, and so is G2 Esports. We'll bring up the tweets so you can see them. Erickson says, "Come work with me." They are looking to bolster their support staff. So if anybody is a coach or analyst and you think you've got what it takes, please email your resume. That's absolutely bonkers. Like, I understand that's such a great way to advertise this job listing. You're going to get some gamers in there that like your branding and stuff like that. You're putting it to your right market. Go to the G2 one too.
I just wanted to say like what you're saying. Like you're gonna get so many gamers and stuff.
Yeah, but
Think
hold on.
of
Let me get to
how
my
many-
point first.
okay, yeah.
I think we're
Yeah,
we're riding the same brainwave. So think you can tell our players to just win LOL better than anyone else. We're hiring an esports manager. Great. You're really appealing to the gamers of the world, etc. But like these gamers are toxic little poopy heads. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to swear.
Of course, though, like those people will be, what is the word I'm looking for? They're gonna be like
They're gonna
weeded
be
out of
picky.
this process.
Yes,
Yeah.
understood completely.
Diddy,
I totally agree.
Can I get a sound check from you really quick?
Sound
Hold on.
check. Yo. I can hear myself right now. In
Can
my
you hear again?
headset.
Try that again.
Sound check. Sound
Okay,
check.
that's better.
Okay.
You're on 4. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I think I was just saying like, now we okay, never mind. You got us. Thank you. Sorry, Larry. I trust you. It's awesome and crazy to me. Like obviously
yeah.
they're not going to pick like the little toxic poopy heads to play to be coaches and stuff. I just think it's crazy.
It's crazy that they'll like just have a link out to the public where like
Exactly.
anybody can
That's what I
just
was
apply
saying.
and
Dude,
These orgs.
do you guys
Think of how many. Like, okay, imagine if they printed out all the resumes they're getting from these posts. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be somebody that's going to have to go through so much junk
Well,
to get
there's
to the
probably
people
the
who are
computerized
actually.
system that filters through code words and stuff like that. Like
Like
that'll
for-
weed out the dummies right off the bat.
what did they filter out?
So
Like maybe people who
Based
have.
on
their job
responses?
description. So when you click on that link, I'm sure there's a description of the job, and then if your resume doesn't have this like similar code word keywords, then your resume won't even get viewed.
Okay, yeah.
And
that
a
makes
lot
sense.
of online systems use that. And
Yeah.
esports, I mean, that's like I feel like they are at the forefront of like anything like technological
Coding,
like
really,
that.
like yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be filtering out resumes, especially because they're famous, and they're opening up to anybody in the world who has Twitter, who follows them, or can see
That's right.
this. You know.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Dodd? I see we got Dodd in the chat
Oh,
here.
hey.
A Don in the chat. Maybe he could join
The
us
chat's
later
up
if we're
there.
doing anything. Oh, that's a
Shoot,
Dodley.
I was gonna say something.
Sorry.
No, not me. Sorry.
You're
I'm
talking about it's
sorry.
crazy that G2 has this
Yeah.
out to the public.
Oh, do you guys remember? Did you watch the OA on Netflix, or was that too mainstream for you?
That's too
Oh
much.
my God! You don't ever have to say
All
that.
right, I'm done. I won't say it again.
It's not even what it It's like,
fine.
I loved Breaking Bad, so fuck you.
What about The Office?
Yeah, I loved The Office. It's a
Okay.
great
Okay,
show.
those are pretty
You're a
mainstream.
basic biatch. So the OA had this thing where they crowdsourced the code to get somebody to try to solve
yeah,
it.
yeah, I remember that.
And I feel like that's what it is. Like they're like, I don't know who's good. Ask the whole world. Somebody's got to be
So,
good.
like, I think
that's what it
that
feels
is the
like.
right thing they need to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
when you look at the structures that build these orgs, they obviously are taking people who were experienced in fields that weren't necessarily esports and
Yeah.
had money. Now
Yes.
we're like they need people who know esports
Yeah.
better. Like players, people who are involved in the competitive side. Like, before when they're looking for, like, nobody had the title of esports manager before. So who filled that position at G2 until they...
Yeah, it's like whoever's like, in charge, it's their like constituent that is, I don't know. That's how I picture it.
Like, one
Yeah.
reason, like, and 100 Thieves is under a lot of flack for
Okay.
being a, like, apparel company rather
I got
than an
something about
esports
this.
org.
Okay.
But, like, their channels are hitting, like, 1 million subscribers and stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing really well. They're having new teams come up. They're making tons of money. They have crazy compounds. They're doing huge things.
Yeah.
Like,
The
and
Cash
that,
App
if you
compound.
look at the structure of that company, it's a lot of experienced young esports minds
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
into their like teams, and it's like working really well. So the people who are like being haters about it, they're just mad that the teams that are currently rostered, like their current rosters, just aren't that good.
Yeah.
Let me say something about that. So everyone can agree 100 Thieves is doing good on like the business end and the marketing, but they're not doing as well in the competitive side.
Mhm.
When you say like they have the young esports minds, like they signed Nadeshot to be the manager day one, which was like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He was a Call of Duty former pro with a YouTube channel that was like working. That's basically what he was.
Those
Now
are his
he ends up.
qualifications.
He must have just said the right thing. Like, obviously, knows what the hell he's doing. He must have just, been in the right place, right time, impressed the right people. Dan Gilbert. Now they have this successful business. But when it comes to winning, to expect a new org like this to already have more success than they have is, like, a little crazy. I think they were cursed because they found, like some honeymoon success, some, like,
Yeah.
like...
Like their league team was really good at the first
At the
year.
start,
Yeah.
they basically just like had Prowley as the coach. They signed like Afromu. They got like Someday an import. Like they did like the classic like cookie cutter NA
Like, just
thing.
grab the best players we think we could find to
Yeah.
like, make a winning team.
And it worked,
Right.
and they finished like second and like their second split, and like went to Worlds and like found the success. But that is actually like so incredibly rare that would ever happen. What really the reality in sports is that only a few teams win everything.
Yeah.
Everything, and that's every sport. It's just the law of nature. So for League of Legends, it was CLG, TSM, Cloud9 for 5 years.
Mhm.
Then the next 5 years, it was instead of CLG, Team Liquid, Cloud9, TSM. So those 4 teams have won like every title. If you look in Europe, Fnatic, G2, and I think maybe SK back in the day, but like in the past 5 years, Fnatic and G2 win everything. This is just the way it goes.
Yeah,
Lakers
and
and,
you know, it's-
Celtics and Spurs have won like everything in basketball. In baseball, it's like Yankees, Red Sox. You can even like geographicalize it. Like it all comes down to like the rich get richer. And in sports, you can't expect such a young organization like 100 Thieves to just like be winning. It's just that if you're successful, you're gonna get criticism.
Yeah,
Like,
well, and you want to
period.
know what's funny? So, like, the point you're making about all this, like, these super teams, basically, that just win everything is, like, people, the fact that they did everything so well, so bringing in Nadeshot, now you have, now you already have so many eyes on you when you're talking about, like, content creation, X-Pro running it. Now they're talking about the marketing and, like, the apparel. Those things are what had people immediately huge fans of 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
So the fact that the teams didn't perform because people just expected they would because of how awesome everything they did was.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, dude, it's like the first awesome, cool clothing you can wear for esports that isn't just like nerd shit.
Yeah.
like, okay, they're
Yeah.
making awesome content. Like, they've got Nate Shot on, and they've got this Call of Duty team, and they're bringing on pros that, like, people know names of, and so on. And that just made people, like, immediately fans. And then when their team doesn't win, they're obviously upset because
Yeah.
they're fans of a
Right.
team that's losing. And
Ho-
everybody,
Hopefully, people don't follow in those same footsteps, and we follow that same track, and
Right.
we win.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
oh, that's
100%.
right.
Listen,
That's right. Hey,
Just
hey,
like
that's
100
right.
Thieves, One Life to Play has really cool merch too. This is like not even the coolest thing that we have. And
It's
I
still
just
pretty
think
cool.
that if you have not gone to onelifetoplay.com/shop, you are making a huge mistake. And you need to
Yeah.
get it together. You need to type in your little URL thing, go on the Google, type it in,
Yeah.
press enter. That's how that works.
This is
right?
instructions
Search.
for boomers.
This is instructions for boomers using boomer language so you fully understand. Press it, click it, buy it. Press it, click it, buy it. Can that be our new merch logo motto?
Press it, click it,
Press
buy
it,
it.
click it, buy it, guys. One Life to Play.
Zach, design a
6070
hoodie.
Broadview Road, Parma, Ohio. If you feel like coming in and just slapping me for what I just said.
Well, what are you pressing? Because if you're clicking, then
You're clicking enter and then you're pressing it should be press click shop buy. Press
but
click buy.
we'll figure it
Press
out.
enter, click
Yeah.
the link, buy the merch.
I like where you're going. We'll see.
Yeah, and we got some cool stuff coming. We on the low secret stuff. We maybe got a winter jacket coming soon, you guys, which is
Oh.
going to
Good, because
be
it's about to be winter, y'all.
oh, and
We
let me
gotta
tell you,
buckle up.
it
I
is
mean,
going to be
bundle up.
it's
Can
gonna
I
be
cop?
awesome. Oh yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a good one.
Also, speaking of nerd merch, I think Diddy has something kind of nerdy and cool on.
I
Do you want
mean,
to show us?
Yeah,
It's pretty nerdy and
Yeah?
cool.
Yeah, let's bring up the Diddy's hoodie right here.
Yeah.
Should I zip it up?
We'll get there.
Change that up.
Wait. I'm about to zip it up. This hoodie is a League of Legends loading screen. Pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
After one of the updates.
Okay.
Dude, it actually
fire.
looks
Is that
like
Scion?
it looks like Mecha Cyan. So
Yeah.
it's not a loading screen. Maybe the back is.
Stand up.
Oh, the back is about to be a loading screen.
Oh, please.
Yeah, yeah.
You
This
can really
is.
stand up. I've got magic.
I'm gonna run into the.
His head's going to get cut off.
If I stand up, it might not be.
We
the
don't
best.
want any blood and gore, so let's leave
Is that a
them
loading
seated.
screen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope, I don't think
No.
so. It's just some
not
cool
like
League of
5
Legends art.
champions? It's not like
No.
5 champions
It's
getting
like
ready
2.
to fight.
No, it
That's just
kind
some
of-
cool art.
So it's reversible, and this is the first time I've worn the inside of it. I usually wear the outside, but yeah, I thought I was loading
I like
screen
that.
Cyan.
I don't know what
Thank
hotkey
you.
you're hitting to bring up those graphics, but every time you do, it's giving us like the Windows noise. Like,
Gives the Windows
It's
noise.
like,
It's like-
doo-doo-doo.
doo-doo-doo.
Every time I put that graphic on.
Yeah. Like it's
Oh,
like trying to click on a window that doesn't want
want
to give you access.
Let me hear that. Let me
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
that.
So
no,
wait,
no.
so what is LA Thieves?
So, whoa, chill.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring that up
Oh,
next. Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh, girl.
I'm
What is
sorry.
it?
I'm the motherfucker.
Hold on, I'm gonna hear it again. Hold on,
The
hold on.
conversation, bruh.
Oh,
Yeah, Katie, what are we talking about now?
why does it do
Not
that?
the LA Thieves.
Well, that actually was what maybe we were going to bring up next.
Oh,
So,
okay,
because
so-
we were talking about how people are, hating on the Oregon, the teams and whatnot. But if you take a look at this, they are moving over to do some. Oh, this doesn't say much. It just says "Welcome home, boys." I actually haven't even looked at their Twitter yet.
Call
Wow,
of Duty team.
they already have 80,000 followers in what,
Wow.
couple days.
And like just being Los Angeles is like huge in the
Huge.
sports world. I don't know how big of a deal it is that they are called Los Angeles Thieves in the world of esports. I just know in the world of like traditional sports, like just being
Being able
in
to see that
LA
team
is
name.
like
So
massive.
the
so.
big thing for them is that right now the Call of Duty League is. I think everything's in LA, but it's what's the term? for it?
localized.
Yes, it's the team names are localized. So like you have like the Chicago Huntsmen.
And then they
Um,
they like fly to LA to play in LA against
So I think
Against the
technically
LA
the
Thieves.
teams are still in LA right now.
all of them.
Yes, but
You
they
guys
like
wanna watch
either the
Maybe they all fly to Dallas to play, but they live in LA.
I think all the matches happen in LA right now. The
'Cause
team's
of
like
COVID?
ownership or something is owned by like localized.
But then it's If they're all in LA and they're all playing in LA,
It's
then
it's trying to bring the sports aspect to it. And
that's
I think-
Overwatch. That's like the Overwatch model.
Yeah,
where
they're doing it here too.
I always thought Call of Duty was like legitimately localized. Like they
Oh, it might be
play
legitimate.
in like Dallas
could be
and
wrong. Let's look
Chicago.
it up.
Maybe they all live in LA right now because of COVID. They don't want to be flying
let's actually.
around
I want to
and
watch
shit.
this.
Yeah.
Oh,
this-
they have an intro video.
I have
Of course
not
they
seen
do, Hunter
this, but-
Thieves.
Oh.
All right, let's go.
I don't like his hair like that. I just want to put that out there. I liked his hair better when it was dark brown. But you do you, boo boo.
I can't hear you because the video's loud. Yeah.
Didn't even brush his damn teeth.
You nasty. Yeah.
His blonde hair's making him wild.
I'm wondering how this is gonna take a twist.
Me too.
Pretty dull right now.
Thank you guys so much for watching another 100 Thieves content.
Okay,
house
show us the
video.
trophies.
Another W. I'm working my way back up the leaderboards for Matthew Haig.
Another banger shoot today, man. We're gonna have some drinks and celebrate. You trying to hang out?
Nah, man, I'm sorry. I can't.
Come on, bro. I promise you it's not going anywhere.
This is gonna end up funny.
I
I'm
have
calling
to
it.
make sure.
Mm-hmm.
One more time. We got a little momentum going now. Dude, they haven't even done a tick of damage on me yet. Oh, someone's coming back. What's up, bro? Oh, he's got a gun. Somebody just shot at me. I see him. We go again. Simple as that. I'm gonna queue up here real quick and we're gonna get you know what, boys? I'm actually I gotta go check on something really quickly, all right? So y'all take it easy.
Changed his shirt.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. See ya. Yo, Matt.
You good?
Yeah. I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all led up to this.
So my question is this what they're gonna need to be successful in esports?
I don't know. Does this make you successful? What is
So
What?
what?
being part of localized leagues like is more widespread for like fandom. So if you're think of the player base for Call of Duty in North America is huge. It's like one of the more popular games amongst just your average gamer. Like, you know, dads who don't really game like sometimes might play Call of Duty with their buddies. Stuff like that. Having a team, LA Thieves is like it's so easy to root for a team that has a city locked to them because that's just what your sports fan is used to. Now you're talking about Nade Shot and other OG Call of Duty like superstars who are running this team because now they brought on what's his name, right? Let me think.
Papa Smithy?
Nope.
Oh.
He's not a Call of Duty guy.
Oh, I just thought you meant
not
100
Scump,
Thieves.
not-
Just in general.
Not Scump. Oh my god, I can't remember his name.
I don't know. the
Something
Call of
with an
Duty guys
H.
that well. Huh?
Something with an H.
Why do you think they
Astro?
picked Los Angeles though?
Astro?
That's where they're located right now. Like,
Well, I mean, I guess yeah.
Is your point like everybody's in Los Angeles? So like,
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's already there, so if you really wanted to localize and bring more attention, if I guess the route is like you're saying, if you're not all going to be about winning and you're really about like building fandom,
So-
then why are you staying where fans already are attached to something else? Like Los Angeles already has like Shock. There's so many games and teams.
yeah, but
that-
so that's the thing. This is not the Call of Duty competitive scene right now. All the teams are localized, so it's not like they're just deciding we want to be LA Thieves. They're being brought into the league with a team, and so they have like I don't remember all
Like
the
they
teams.
get
like
the LA slot, which is like
they
a
get
huge
the
deal.
LA slot. So there's like Chicago Huntsmen,
Yeah.
and that's for
Is
whatever.
there no LA team already? Because you could have
No,
multi.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I do think it's an insanely huge deal. I think this is like Nate Shot. I thought that video.
Wait. Go to Call of Duty League here. Look at CallOfDutyLeague.com. It launches in 2020.
You got everyone to
So
bring
this
up.
is
You got
brand
it.
new. It has information. They're going to have 12 teams.
Yeah, I want to see like what. Okay, here's the teams. Yeah, so they have like Atlanta FaZe, Chicago Huntsmen, Dallas Empire. So basically, 100 Thieves is getting into here, and they're getting the LA slot of like we are, and that's just like
It's
sports
insanely
fans.
huge, I think.
Yeah.
There are 2 LA teams.
Where's the other? Oh,
Gorillas?
the Gorillas. Okay.
So okay, 2 LA slots, but they're one of them. If you think of,
So like the Lakers and the Clippers, right?
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that was the example. Lakers and the Clippers. The Lakers have seen so much success in the NBA. The Clippers not so much, for whatever reason. But I think this is for Nate
Oh,
Shot.
shit, how did we get a team? Where's
I know.
Cleveland?
Probably like $40 million. I don't know.
Can we
Okay,
scrape
hold
that
on.
together?
Wait, got that. Hold on.
Yeah.
No,
But,
forget that. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, it's worth it for these teams. I mean, these teams are.
The Washington
25.
Post estimated the franchise cost for a team in the Call of Duty League is $25 million.
That sounds about right.
Oh, okay, it's half of 4. Okay, that's better. That's
You
all-
can,
yeah,
you can
yeah.
swing
Way
that.
more doable.
You can swing that in
Way more
2030.
We
I
go
have
half
25
these.
Larry, go ahead,
$25
project that out.
Yeah.
Give me a year, and we'll make it happen.
2023 will be in this league.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's go.
2023.
We could be the Cleveland. Oh, man, we could get, honestly, though, the team's got a Cleveland One Life to Play. That doesn't click, though.
Oh, lifers.
Cleveland
Still
Lakers.
Cleveland Lifers. That's it.
Still
Cleveland
lifers.
2023, guys, the Cleveland
I thought he
Lifers.
said wipers.
Cleveland
Wipers?
Lifers.
No, not wipers.
Like, what are we
But
wiping?
I just think for Nate Shot, this might be like the actual pinnacle. Like,
Yeah.
could
Flavors.
you imagine?
Sorry.
Could
Especially
you?
being a Call of Duty guy.
Yeah,
He
I
came
think
from
it
Call
is
of
too.
Duty.
He came from Call of Duty.
Their
His
org is like crazy. The Cash app.
compound.
The fact that they have the sickest building, right? The fact that they have the sickest building for their flex videos, it's all gonna fucking spiral out of control.
Yep.
They know what they're doing.
And honestly, the Call of Duty community likes they're hip for the
Yeah.
call. Like
Yeah,
they're cool
I know,
to
yeah,
the Call of
yeah,
Duty
yeah.
fan base.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Like think of some like I was looking at look at some of this gear. Like
Okay,
that's pretty
Trifolge.
clean.
It is really clean.
Is gonna
Dude,
Cleveland Cobras.
Ooh.
Spicy.
purple cobras.
Nice.
Where do you get purple Cobras? Why purple?
Yeah, where you
What
see
is that?
purple
Purple
cobras
is
at.
the best color for cobras. Everybody knows.
What is that?
I would think that's gold.
Yeah.
Is it black and gold.
Oh my gosh, Phil's dancing too. What's going on?
Oh, we did it. I
from
think we just.
Dodgeball?
I think we
Yeah.
got a name.
Okay.
She got it. Katie got it. Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Oh, dodgeball.
Dip,
Purple
dive,
cobras.
dodge, dock, and dove.
Dude, that's like your click, enter.
It is.
Send.
Press
Just
click,
about to say
enter.
she's on the roll with these
Yeah.
one
Press
line
click,
slogans.
It's over.
But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Cool. Cool.
Something about the pinnacle
100
of
Thieves.
Nate Shot.
Just the fact that they have a team in it's LA. I can't wait till the day there's an esports stadium in every major city. So like you come to Cleveland, you come to our stadium, and
Yeah.
maybe we
Dude,
share
they-
the queue for
they
5
just-
years,
yeah.
but like you
Just
come to
set
the queue.
up with. So think about what it takes to
Yeah.
have. You need your mobile stage platform with the computer setups,
Yeah.
and
That's it.
That's it.
That's
you know,
it.
I mean, obviously there's
And-
a lot more equipment involved,
Right.
but a lot of that equipment, the cameras, lighting, all that kind of stuff already exists.
That's just showbiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
exactly.
like a stage in showbiz.
They
and then,
set it up for concerts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they can set it up for a LAN 5v5.
Yeah.
Here's
whatever,
what
or-
is good hope for Cleveland is that Dan Gilbert is the owner of 100 Thieves. Like he paid the 13 mil to get them in the LCS however many years ago.
Yeah,
He
and-
obviously can has relations with like the queue. If he had anything to do with that, we could maybe see esports in the queue.
Well, and we have the Cavs Legion layer and
That's
stuff,
right,
so
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
facilities like that being built in major cities, opening those up to orgs so
Yeah.
that their teams can practice. So imagine a team can travel in, you can do there's areas of these compounds set up for players to play in and get
Yeah.
more practice. Who knows when they show up, day before or whatever.
Yeah.
And then can go to the queue and play their
Dude,
matches live.
One
Like,
day I
please.
could be doing a player interview in a stadium.
At the queue.
yeah, we got
like-
the one, dude. The One Life to Play mobile like interview team goes out to events, get some.
To like cover their thing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to like be their
Yeah.
media. I mean, I don't know.
Wow. Big dreams, people.
Yeah, that's some cool stuff. Also, I want to bring this up because I don't know if we brought it up. We were talking about it earlier, but
It's been up
the
like 7
evil.
times.
Oh, it has. Okay, so the Evil Geniuses tournament that's going on to help scout and find scholarships, so on and so on for these collegiate teams. Our very own Diddy over here will be casting the games live
Oh,
this
shit!
Saturday. So
I
or
don't
next
know
Saturday.
where they're gonna stream it. Oh, probably
Yeah, right there.
Twitch
Twitch.tv
link's right there.
/ Evil Geniuses. Hopefully, I'll be on there. It's next
That's
Saturday.
awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
I mean, I don't know anything though. Like for all I know, they could just be like, "Never mind, we don't need you." It's not like I
You just
signed
had-
up or anything. I was just like, "Yeah, I'm available," or I actually had to get back to them because of whatever. But
Yeah.
I told them I'm available, but I have no idea when. I can't say what game, what
Yeah.
set.
Hey, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Tune into the whole leagues. I'm sure it's going to
Right.
be
Yeah.
good action too. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where these
Look at
teams
the
go.
teams. Let's look at these teams.
And
I
then
haven't
wait,
even like
Why is
digested
it
this.
Midwest? Do they have some connection like over here? Is that
That's a
I don't
good
know
question.
if that's why.
That's a good question. I don't
I
know.
had talked.
Oh,
I was
wait.
in like a seminar with the CEO and a couple other members of Evil Geniuses were doing a seminar with United Airlines,
yeah.
and I kind of sat in on that, and they were talking a lot about young talent, and a lot of it was like about youth, and they were saying like why would a company like United want to.
But
Have-
why exact-
United Airlines headquarters is in Chicago, which is Midwest, and we were talking last
Okay.
week about cold weather. Midwest has a lot of that
Yeah.
cold weather, so maybe
That
we
grit.
have a good, nice indoor esports competitive.
And I wondered,
going
like,
on.
maybe it's about networking connections. So, like,
Yeah.
if I'm looking at some of these teams, okay, so
Ooh, Illini.
this is so random, but the first one that pops out to me is Redbird Esports, which is
David Kirk.
David Kirk. It's
That's
like,
right.
with
Yeah.
the work that he's doing with
Yeah.
those collegiate leagues for, like, the East Coast and stuff.
He's like one of the organizers in Ohio or out of Ohio that was like way ahead. Like he was putting together the first like LAN tourney Cleveland State ever went to years ago, and now he's with the Redbirds. What school is that? What state is that even in? Kentucky maybe or
I
something?
don't know.
That's not
Illinois
much of a Midwest.
or
I don't know.
Indiana.
Let me look it up.
Maybe
Yeah.
Indiana. But so like Kent State's in here, Ohio State University, Miami, or Ohio University, Miami, or
I don't see
Michigan.
I don't see
CSU.
Cincy.
Like these are teams that we've seen perform before.
Redbird is Illinois State.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we need to get.
I know the guy in Illinois State.
Really?
Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, this is David Kirk. He was actually.
We were just talking about him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was I not listening?
Was I not listening?
Some of the first
That's
tournaments
cool.
that
Yeah, he
we
just
went to
started.
with Cleveland State, he was like the organizer. He was the guy
Yeah, he
who's
did
making
Cleveland
this
State.
all
He
happen.
moved on to Akron University.
That's
and
where we
then-
met him.
And then from there, yeah, he moved on to
Illinois.
Yeah, no.
I like his
what did
tweets.
they say? Yeah,
I
his
don't know
tweet-
if
yeah.
you're watching David Kirk, but I like his tweets.
Ooh.
So yeah, guys, check this tournament out. Get in the chat. Tell all these teams when you're watching them, hey, you better join the LSS qualifiers for season 2.
True.
Yeah, true.
With that being, like, same thing. We're trying to get. I would prefer, if we have Northeast teams, East
Yeah.
Coast teams in.
There's no shame in that, right?
We've already had no, not at all. We've already had some of these teams participate in the League Saturday series. Get the word out, guys. Get those guys in here. Let them know. Feed the information through the pipeline.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
You
we
know,
could
it's-
talk a little bit about the season 2 for qualifiers and stuff. We've made some changes. I can look through here and see what information we have.
Can I ask questions? Like, I think I need to be caught up.
Yeah. Ask
Yeah,
some
ask some
questions. That's a great
questions.
way for
We'll
us to
see
go
if-
over.
So,
Yeah.
like,
And this is about League Saturday Series Season 2, which will be starting in 2 weeks. So that's what we're talking about right
Yeah.
now, just so everybody knows.
so you guys want it to be 8 teams? Is that like set in stone? Is that like
Yeah.
signed on the dotted lines?
We were doing some scheduling stuff, looking at days, how long it was going to run, and how many games would be played a day. If we had 12 teams involved, it would include an insane amount of games for players to commit to over a longer period of time. I think if we did how we did our before, we did the round robin, which was like the regular season. Then we did playoffs. If we do that with 12 teams, it ends up being like 60 games have to be played.
Okay.
And that is, even if we played 6 games, 2 on stream, the rest off stream, we're talking about, I don't even know how many weeks it ended up being.
I think regular season would have ended up being 11 weeks, plus then we did playoffs and then grand finals, so it was
plus
like,
the qualifiers.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, the spring semester for Collegiate is like their on season, like the Riot RSAA tourney is going on. Every other team is like that's what's most important. So you're probably in another league, and then if your B team is probably like the most active at this time of the year. So
yeah, what we're doing is we're going to do qualifiers first. So if we've got new people in the chat and you guys don't know how we're going to do qualifiers, we're going to bring some teams in. We're going to run a one-day tournament. The team that wins will be brought on, will get a spot for Season 2 LSS.
These are best of ones.
These are best of
in
ones.
the finals of it's best of one, so there will be a best of one to get in. Okay.
Yeah.
That's insanely hype.
You can come back and play every single week for the qualifiers if you want. If you have won a previous week and already got a spot, you'll be having a bag on your head.
That's sick. Can you explain?
How that's going to work is you're going to have a $50 bounty on your team. If you lose, the team that beats you will take that $50. And if you still win and you take first place, second place will be brought on for a slot in Season 2.
So this basically, just to clarify, you qualify, you're in. You come back each week just to play, you're still qualified, you're still in, even if you lose.
Correct.
It gives you the opportunity to get $50 each week.
Yes,
on the
it gives you
line.
the opportunity to win $50 because if you never lose, you get that $50. And then it gives other teams a little fun incentive to beat you to get your bounty.
Could there ever be a scenario where, like, so say 2 or 3 teams come every week and lock it out by just winning 1, 2, and 3?
The next person down who hasn't qualified will qualify.
So in that like crazy rare case, you could have like your 5th place team.
Yep.
Theoretically, could just be the qualifying.
Yeah.
No, not at that
we wouldn't
point,
even go
because
that
by
far.
the time we get to, there's only 4 qualifiers. One is the last.
Oh, so
chance.
not 5th, but there could be a 4th
The
that
last
actually.
person, yeah.
It would be a 4th place team then if all 3 qualifying teams did come back into the last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
And still 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
I'm just saying that'd be.
I know that's a pretty wild scenario too, but it's thought about, it's mapped. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There's so much time we take. I think I can throw my camera up now.
Yeah,
maybe.
throw it
To
up.
run through everything. Yeah.
There is so much time we take around the big table, our tabletop area basically, but we sit around trying to figure out the best way to make events fun and worthwhile, because we understand it's Saturday, kind of every Saturday too, if you really actually qualify and want to play a lot more too. But to incentivize it, incentivize.
I think you hit it. I think you
killed
nailed
it.
it the
All
first
right,
time.
yeah. We do that with the bats on the head. I call them snipes, but I think
Like
Yeah,
team
we
snipes?
could call them
Yeah.
snipes.
Okay,
Yeah, team snipes.
Team snipes.
Yeah,
But,
snipe out that.
Yeah,
first
it'll be
place
some
team.
fun stuff. Join League of Legends Saturday series season 2.
Season
Yeah.
2.
Season 2.
Another
I'm
thing,
stoked.
if you guys, we're talking about Saturdays, and it's a long commitment to come back each week and play these. We are this time around. We are going to do the round robin. The regular season is going to be best of 1 for the games that are played, and our goal will be to play 3 games a day on stream. So instead of 2 best of 3s, we'll have 3 best of 1s.
Yeah.
Best of 3s will start in playoffs, and then grand finals will be a best of 5. The reason we're doing this is to, we understand, at times it feels more competitive to be playing a best of 3. You feel like,
You have a chance.
as a player, you feel like
to
your
compete.
chances are better.
Yeah.
but also, you know, the time commitment for these teams and stuff we also are going to start earlier now. We're going to first game will be at 11 instead of 1:30. You know, this way you guys can participate in your game and then get on with your Saturday. You know, enjoy.
You have other leagues or
whatever.
Or
yeah.
just want to live your life.
Yeah, and then I think it's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I think that there's so much that we have improved upon already, and we are the kind of people that like just want to learn. We just want to do better. Like, we don't we're never dwelling. We're never like, oh man, that week we didn't do this right. Like, we're just like, how do we fix it? Okay, we fixed it. Let's move on.
There's
to the
like
next
not
thing.
time to sulk. Like,
There's
I don't even
not.
have the time to like,
exactly.
you know,
I have
feel
time
like.
to remember things that I cringe about that I said.
But that's like you're making
totally
corrections.
different.
You're still
That's
making.
true.
You're not like sulking. It's
true.
like
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Right.
natural to. I cringe at myself every time we do anything on camera. It is what it is,
Yeah.
but like you know, you just get better and like stay focused, and then everything else will come.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think we've improved every week as far as not only production, but like camera talent goes. I think you guys have gotten better each week that we've
Thank
done.
Thanks.
Intros, outros, casting.
I feel like the last
everything.
week, finals was my best week, personally.
Yeah, I mean, you
It
had the
was.
most
It just
practice at
was.
that point,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
like, I'm
Makes
not
sense.
surprised.
And
And
don't
I just
forget-
felt confident, you know?
Don't forget the team's getting better.
True.
Yeah.
Not only the teams that are going to be in the league will be better, but those teams are getting better.
getting better.
Hopefully every day. So
Yeah.
the league we see is only going to get better and better, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like, that league is no more. We're evolving.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are
and now we're
evolving.
moving on to like the next bigger and better thing.
You guys, I'm going to hit the bathroom.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, do
Yeah.
it.
But I also think we're not just trying to make progress because you ruined the
He
illusion.
chose the most inconspicuous way to
worst.
leave the room.
No, the most conspicuous
That's
way
what I meant.
to
The most-
leave the room. Just get out.
Yeah. So
I'm not. I also don't want people to think like, oh, we're just improving for like to improve. Like, everything that we're trying to change is genuinely for the betterment of our stream. We're not just like, oh, let's just make everything bigger and better for no reason. Like, I feel like we have purpose and like integrity, and we try to care what we're putting out and what product we have.
I agree. To me, it's so important to bring the highest level, and this is coming from me, obviously, doing so much of the production
He's
stuff.
a perfectionist. He's an artist. That's what people do. When you work and your work is your art, you're a perfectionist. End of story.
Yeah.
Keep going.
What I care so much about is like the higher level of production that we can bring, the better it is for the participants. So when you're talking about college level players, and you're building a portfolio of highlights or gameplay, or building a repertoire of what you've competed in, if we bring something that is so high level of production compared to most things that these teams are participating in, it looks really great for them.
That's a great point.
And not only that, but like, how much more fun is it to play in a tournament that you get to see yourself in a production that feels something
So professional.
that is pushing the boundaries of like amateur events.
Okay, so like that kind of reminds me of when I first came into the studio here at One Life to Play. It's like our back area, Bob, try to, I was gonna say go that way. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't expect the studio to be as like professional as it is. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it's a real legitimate studio. Like, we care about the product we put out. So just to fill you in on what Trifolge just said, he was saying how we try to make this product so good for the participants as well. Like, think about highlight reels and somebody adding a video portfolio to their CV to like get onto professional teams or college teams.
Do that.
On their highlight
Put
reels.
that on the floor, Bob.
On their highlight reels, they have this professional stream overlay. They have actual casting that makes their plays look better. Because let me be honest with you, not every play is hype, but
But if the casters
we have
make it
good
hype, you have a
casters.
great show reel
Exactly. All we care about at LSS is having fun. Like we love good League of Legends and we like to have fun.
Yeah.
So why not make it the best it can be, or the best that we can make it?
Yeah.
It's not the best it can
We were
be.
kind of talking about like impact of the production for the players. Like, why do we care so much about making it a great looking, high quality production with casters and all this set, all the graphics we do? We're trying to pull stats with the way we do things. Like, we're trying to give these amateur players the best showcase of themselves that they can have. You know, as far as amateur scenes go, we're like pushing the boundaries. You know, what is? I don't want to sound so. Like,
not just own it. I mean,
like, who is doing it better than us? Like EU Masters, like pro stuff.
Well, I feel like there are like leagues, online leagues that we know people who play in that they're good.
They run them great, but they're not
great.
showcasing the players the way we are.
The overlays aren't the same. The casting is not the same. They don't have a lot of people getting interviewed. They don't have like, you know, I think they're
not pulling up stats. They're
we'll
not
see
doing.
how EG does it. I think.
I would like to see. Like, I wonder if they'll do player interviews or if they'll.
That's actually going to be really interesting.
Well, theirs is going to be. Oh yeah, they could do player interviews. They could do just everything we're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They might just be like the whole like online in your own room type deal, but they could maybe still do a really good job. But if that is not at this level, then that's probably nowhere else. Maybe.
Yeah.
But like,
I would
the
like to
reason
see.
we
You know, for all we know, this stream is going to come up. We're going to have 2 caster camera windows, and they're going to cast, and then the games are going to go right in. Like, I want to know. I want to see how their production level is. Will they involve players? Like, getting a player interview is a huge thing. Okay, now imagine you're looking at school. Oh, you know, here's part of my,
portfolio.
Like my portfolio is like, here's me getting interviewed on, you know, a live stream about my gameplay and stuff like that. Like, that is beneficial for a player.
For sure.
When you're talking, you know, going to collegiate programs or you know, trying to build a repertoire for pro play.
Definitely.
Were you gonna say something? I feel
just that, like, it's great that you guys have this emphasis, that we have this emphasis, because it makes the players want to come back and want to play. And at the end of the day, if the teams never agreed for season 1 or had some reason not to come back, then there is no LSS. Like, we need the players, we need the teams.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. To me, it's the most important thing is showing the players and the best. Like, the players should have the spotlight on them. Like, that's why
that's the art of it, is what they do.
Yeah. So we've made strides to, like, you know, we want to pull stats from games that we can display quickly on, you know, pull up a player card, show what champ they played and their stats in the series and things like that. And we're making, you know, we're one step closer each time we update things to, like, get it to the point where, you know, we're ESPN, baby. I want to say, like, yo, bring up IBN's stats from Game 5, and I want to pop up this card that has his stats. And
Trifolge is stunting. He said, "We're ESPN, baby."
The things that we're doing ESPN, to push those, like, you know, simple things, like, you know, trying to implement tournament codes so that we can get API for game stats. The things we've done to get API information for champ select. That brings you know, more spotlight to the players. When
Our
you can
champ select was Dookie at the beginning of this tournament.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when you can.
It was
Miami, right? Shout out to who?
Oh yeah, who was that?
Who helped you with that?
Leche from Miami helped me a little bit with some.
Big ups.
Yeah, we were talking about Pro Draft, how to display Pro Draft. We used that for a while, and then Keck, Diddy's co-caster, also was like, yo, I can bring up, you know, I could put some code on this. He's a computer science major.
Dude,
was
Keck's last second coding.
Yeah, he was in here like
gosh, you guys,
an hour before we started.
It was literally
it was like a movie. He was like, guys,
all right,
I'm in.
I'm going to need about 7 more minutes. Like,
He's
literally just coding
language,
shit. Like,
he's got the command prompt up, so he's actually just all you see
like
on
Matrix
his...
shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, is this going to work?
And it did.
And it did.
Yeah, so what Keck did was got us pulling directly from API, just like they do for Pro League. So next thing for us is to get that API working for live game stats, so we can be displaying that stuff like we wanted for players and whatnot. I mean, how great would it be? Now you're adding in, my highlight play. It's going to be us. So, all right, little sneak peek, guys. This is some stuff I'm planning for LSS Season 2.
All right,
now that we're doing the best of ones, this is some exclusive stuff for anybody who's tuned in today. when Holeyboxers here is doing the host, we've got that screen up next to her where she can bring up some league info and whatnot. We are looking to implement a pre-show and post-show at the beginning and end. So if we're going to do these best of ones and we're going to get a couple games in, we're maybe losing. If we're doing 2 best of 3 series, we're potentially getting 6 games if they went to game 3. Mm-hmm. Now we're doing 3 best of ones. We'd like to add in a pre-show and post-show where we can bring up some highlight clips. So if you remember that scene, it's Kate standing next to the screen. Mm-hmm. So on the screen, we could bring up highlight plays where she could, we could cover some of that stuff, and get even more. Imagine, I'm submitting some of my clips, and it's like an interview. A player card that shows up on a live broadcast with all your stats. Oh, and here's the host live reviewing my sick play from last week. Maybe we do
brush up on my
maybe we could do a top 5 highlights as a pre.
We should. We need to think of all the bits we can do and just try different stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I think this would do for us? This will be the writing of the history of the league. We will have a history one day where Miami takes the first title ever. You need to have them have a banner.
The pre-show for day one of the season. So
True.
I don't know what we might not do pre-show and stuff for qualifiers, but maybe when we get to season, when the season starts and we're on day 1 of the league, our pre-show can involve those top 3 plays from season 1 that we brought up, stuff like that. We could talk.
Or our first pre-show, post-show skit is something else.
We can try everything.
Yeah,
you just try anything.
Yeah, I'd like to talk. I think day 1 I would really like to cover the previous season for the teams that are participating. I hope the teams that we invited back would like to come back.
get to the top, I never stop, cause I'm bringing you all down. I'm coming for blood, you better run, cause I'm taking the whole town. I am the man, 100 grand, and I'm breaking my own ground. I take what I want like I'm King Kong, there better be no doubt. Get out of my way, it's getting crazy, here comes a renegade. Best me out, it's getting loud, and I'm about to get paid now. I'm going in, I never miss, cause I got the training. I'm ready to blow, I gotta go, there ain't no more playing. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can hold me down. Nothing can stop me now. I am a legend. You better never forget it. Yeah, I am a legend. And you better respect it. Cause I am a legend. I am a legend. Hey, pound for pound, you going down when you come into my house. I'm coming to win, no giving in, and I'm laying it all out. I ain't afraid, no playing games, I'm the king and it's my crown. I'm coming in hot, ready or not, you talking to me now. You think it's tough, I'm rising up, you picked on the wrong man. You out of breath, I done left, you better keep jogging. You gonna learn, it's time to burn, you need to be watching. I'm coming in fast, you gonna be last, there won't be no stopping. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can hold me down. Nothing can stop me now. I am a legend. You better never forget it. Yeah, I am a legend.
Deadly uppercut, take 19.
How did your scrim go? Like, you saw promise in the team based off of the results of the scrim? I do know that.
Oh yeah, I saw some promise.
Yeah, oof. This is exciting stuff. Yeah. So big announcement officially coming. What's the date? Coming in 2020.
Yeah, for sure.
You will see more information about the official One Life to Play League of Legends team, and we are extremely, extremely excited to share more of that with you guys as it unfolds.
Yes.
Our goal is to win.
Yep.
First and foremost. We want to enter tournaments, win them. We eventually want to be at everything in Ohio, maybe even everything in the northeastern area one day. Maybe have multiple teams, maybe have an academy team, maybe have, the whole deal.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
The goal is to really my goal is to hop in a van and go win a tourney with my team. Like,
hell yeah.
This is where it starts.
Out to like Columbus or something. You know,
yeah.
The other thing is like the way things are going, like, yeah, COVID has put a lot of stress on LAN events and whatnot, but the way the collegiate scene is looking with all of these orgs backing, finding young talent means that, in the next few years, I bet we're going to see a boom in local events and LAN events run or hosted by larger orgs. So, I'm like, think of like Columbus Convention Center and stuff like that, like hosting large LAN events. I don't think that is unlikely. I mean, with the way they're pushing the scene.
I don't think it's in the near future, but I think once the health of the country is a little more.
That's
like
what I'm
once
saying.
the election's over and we are going somewhere,
there's something
addressing
happening.
COVID.
You know, this
like,
feels
this
like
time,
this feels like the week between Christmas and New Year's where you just don't know what day it is and don't know what's going on.
Yes, I didn't know what day it was at all this week.
Dude,
I
honestly,
feel like.
I'm like I feel like we're just like in this limbo. Like, what's
yeah,
gonna
we
happen?
are. Isn't that amazing though? Isn't that crazy?
Crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. The psychological ramifications of this week have like.
For the collective.
Undone me.
Yeah. Like
undone me. I'm undone.
The guy across the street from Kate and I were last night blowing up his gigantic Christmas decorations, like giant blow up things in the yard.
Hilarious.
I was like looking through the window. I'm like,
I love it.
Yo, Kate, come check this out.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I thought I had Christmas socks on, but I don't. I love it. Guys.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Love it.
But
wait. Let me say something.
Okay.
The boom you're talking about. Imagine.
Yeah.
There is like all this push to trickle down, pipeline. We talk about it all the time. Imagine it's like you take something away from people for so long, and then now you can. Like, oh my God, we can have lands now. Like, please, everybody out there, like, let's get after it as soon as we can, as soon as it's safe for everybody involved. Like,
that's
please.
why think of this time next year. Like what kind of LAN events could be going on, not only in all of the country, but even One Life to Play.
Think about how good One Life to Play is going to look filled with people again.
Wait, we can have LAN events.
Yeah,
right there.
Hell yeah, we can.
The biggest thing is, especially with like League of Legends, is having the community that's ready for it.
Yes.
Not everybody is ready to get back out there and start participating in LAN events.
Oh yeah.
I don't blame them.
But that's the beauty of esports is we can have an online community.
Yeah.
It's not the best,
But we're in it together.
Like for connection wise and things like that.
Oh
but
yeah.
Agreed. We're all in the same boat.
Doing LAN
we're on the
stuff
same
is
bubble.
always the competitive edge like gets taken up one notch. The
When
players.
you're
Yeah. When you're at LAN, you see your competition and you can interact with
and
them.
you feel the energy happening with your team. And
So. Sorry to interrupt you, Kate, but the day they sign the bill that you're allowed to do, everything is safe now in America, okay?
Yep.
Are we going to have lands in here? Like, is there going to be, like, the One Life to Play, League of Legends?
That better be a
LAN?
question to prompt the stream, because, like, of course we are, and,
Okay.
it.
Yeah. I mean,
You
have
know
we
it.
talked about? We haven't talked about a
Of
LAN.
course,
We're just like
LAN
so.
event. I mean, that's our specialty here at One Life to Play. The online scene, this League of Legends stuff we're doing, that is LSS. Day one was us dipping our toes into the 5v5 online community.
That's right.
And our specialty.
We literally ran to the side of the pool and cannonballed in.
You do have a point.
I feel like we just went full send.
We did just go full send on
we
that.
did, and it worked out.
It was great.
But yeah, LAN events are our specialty, and once things are all good to go and people are feeling, comfortable and ready for LAN events, I could guarantee you can find one of the best ones you can attend right here at One Life to Play. We've got an awesome 24 PC setup out in the lounge. top of the line HP Omens.
True.
Those things are badass. You can play anything on there.
Yep.
60 FPS and nice quality.
Chairs
graphics.
are nice AF.
44.
Did you say 60?
I'm saying any game. You could play any game 60 FPS.
Okay. Some
high
games you can
settings.
play higher.
You know.
And play any game 144.
But
Oh, you can. Well, not high FPS. You never know. You never know. You're saying you can always play at 144 hertz monitor.
Any game out there, settings can go to unlimited.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can run Cyberpunk 2020 when it's out. Ultra settings out there.
All right, I got a question.
I don't know shit about PCs, guys. Get me out of here.
What about?
Get me out of here.
I got a question. What about a stage? I feel like that is what takes your LAN to the next level.
Yeah.
I'll just get on my hands and knees and people can stand on my back.
We have a great stage area right now.
Good idea.
She will do anything.
But I do know.
So when this place was designed, we're not going to put it on camera, but when it was designed, if you see our PC pit, if you go online, you can see photos of it on our website. But we were really open for like 3 weeks before the whole COVID thing happened. So we never really utilized what we built, the way we designed a PC pit. And I don't know if I ever explained it to you.
I do know, because we were planning on. We did have some very cool LAN events that were planned for the lounge that were derailed due to COVID.
Right. So like it's set up in a way to where like the outside of the PC pit are like 3, 3, 3, and 3. So when you're playing in a team setting, the team A and team B can be on the outer ring while you still have team C and D playing on the inner ring, the inner line.
Yeah.
But we haven't really set the cameras up for it because we just didn't do it yet. But we would be setting cameras up to where it would look like virtually like there is a side-by-side stage. You're looking at team A and you're looking at team B, but they're really like overhead on you.
Oh,
but
I see.
Really like in a LAN setting in IRL, it's more like I think the best stage setup that has been made because you're actually looking directly over at your opponent.
Yeah.
You know, you're not side by side. You don't have to worry about the audience because the audience are actually there's in our tabletop area. They'll be watching the action on a 120-inch 8K projection screen, and they're way over on the other end.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
so
my god.
It is set up for LAN. It is amazing what we can do, but it's gonna be
This
fun.
brings back memories of the LANs I've been able to go to. Like it's so insane. Like there's like 60 collegiate players gaming all kinds of different games, like Rocket League, League of Legends, like you name it. And
the ones we went at Akron and stuff.
Yeah. And then in the next room is all the spectators, and it's just so crazy. Like people are cheering. Like, dude, the Overwatch players are so loud. It's like I wanted to be that loud. I wanted like League players are not as loud as Overwatch players. I don't know exactly.
The main thing is like Overwatch is constant action, nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. People are respawning, fighting.
Yeah.
When it's in League, like a team has that potential to get real loud when there's like a 5v5 team fight going on at Baron. You know, shots are being yelled out. But when it's Overwatch, like, and you're trying to get on those points, everybody is just calling out shots. And you've got that team leader on like a tank that everyone has to be behind, set up, like ready to go, and that's just the way they play it.
But dude, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be some exciting stuff.
Yes.
Any closing out things you guys want to say?
No, I did want to ask, are me and you coming back next week to do a podcast without Diddy,
I don't think we're going to do a podcast next week. I think we are going to, next week will be a break.
Right.
Us and everyone else can attend the twitch.tv/Evil Genius to...
Evil Genius or...
It might be Evil Geniuses. Yes, it's Evil Geniuses. And everybody can, enjoy Bobby's commentary.
Yeah,
Diddy's commentary.
And then we'll see you the following week.
For Qualifiers Day 1.
Qualifiers Day 1.
I'm hyped for
LSS
Qualifiers.
Season 2.
Oh, man. I'm excited. I'm ready.
Season 2? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We already had a Season 1. Is that a joke? Wow! I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So anybody in the chat, if you guys are interested or know anyone who may be interested, please pass the information along about Qualifiers for Day 1. You can find more information on our website at onelifetoplay.com/LSS. I can give you a little overview of what the site looks like right now. We do have rules and guidelines here, which are all updated and ready to go. We've laid out things much more accessible and easier to read and understand for the participants. We did have some issues with access to rule books and whatnot. Just our first time around trying to make everything a little bit easier for everybody to clarify some things as well, as it was our first time doing the LSS. So we weren't sure about all the rules that needed to be included versus like our lounge rules and
Right,
guidebook.
because we have a rec guidebook that encompasses all of our tournaments, all of our events, and then
Things
we
get a
also
little
have
unique.
LSS rules. So yeah,
Things were kind of unique for us because not only were we running the LSS for League, but we were also doing, we've been doing for years many things in the lounge that have nothing to do with 5e. Some of the rules needed to be changed versus how we have it set up for like fighting games or shooters and stuff like that. Here you can catch all the like VODs from season 1, information for like season 2 breakdown, highlights, and during season 2, actually, what'll be awesome is this page is going to give you live updates on the games and schedule and things like that. So it's pretty cool. So you guys definitely check that out. Pass it along if you're interested or think you have teams or people might be interested. Please do that. Other than that, I think we can go ahead and
sign off.
Yeah, if I.
Oh, you don't have control. Hold up. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm pressing the button over here.
They locked us out.
Thanks for tuning in.
So Bob, are you going to be in person next week or in person or online?
Online, probably, right? I don't know where I'm going if I'm going anywhere.
I hope they do like cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to see like the casters on camera.
I'll dress up with a bow tie if they do.
Yeah. Well, that's like a thing. Like if they asked a lot of people, I hope they're like going through. I would assume this Evil Geniuses knows what they need to do to like have the best production they can.
Yeah.
But I would hope they're going, okay, if you want to cast, you need to have webcams.
Yeah.
To the
On
guys.
game.
Yeah. So take it away.
Oh no, it has to zoom in on me. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You guys say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, check out One Life to Play on the Google. You can find our website, onelifetoplay.com. Check out Defend the Realm 2, smash.gg, Defend Realm. Check us out on Discord, discord.me/onelifetoplay. You can check us out on social media, across all social medias, One Life to Play, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Check all that stuff out. Give us a follow. Check out some of our other content. We do another podcast Wednesday nights called Maincast with
That's a fun time.
Yeah, with the owners and main cast of One Life to Play. We chat about all kinds of gaming news, what kind of games we've been playing, as well as a little bit of time to play at the end where we just all get together and play some games late into the evening. So
early into the morning is what we meant to say.
Yeah, early into the morning would be better.
Zach rolls up at 2 a.m. the other night. I was like...
That's how you game.
No, I know.
By the way.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Oh no, it ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think I know who they trying to.
Been talking about Samir for a couple of weeks now. Teams, I think, are finally ready. It gets answered by Misfortune.
We're going right back to Town and City. We saw the stage a lot in the last set.
Holy guys. Oh, and